Here's my super fast video setup. I find one of the most annoying parts of video shoots is setting up quick release plates, so I got rid of them. I did this by buying the small rig half cage for my A7 IV. On the bottom of the cage there's a horizontal Arca Swiss plate. All my fluid tripod heads have Manfrotto plates, so I bought a Manfrotto to Arca Swiss adapter. I also bought an Arca Swiss adapter for my RS3 gimbal, so I can move from my tripod head to my gimbal rather easily. I find attaching my camera via the cage versus via the quick release plate to be a lot more stable, which is especially helpful in gimbal shoots. Tripods are often very heavy and cumbersome, and it can be very time consuming when you have to level a tripod because you have to adjust all three legs. So that's why for my fast shooting setup, I use the iFootage Cobra monopod. It's a monopod with a mini tripod at the bottom. I originally bought the Cobra 2 version, but I purchased the mini tripod with the foot pedal from the Cobra 3, and the system works perfectly. The foot pedal allows the monopod to swivel around, which isn't an option with a traditional tripod. When you push down on the foot pedal, the monopod column returns to its upright position. The monopod is lightweight at under 3 pounds, and adjusting the height is as easy as adjusting the different latches on the main column. The whole setup is less than 9 pounds. Another huge pro to the setup is the modularity. The quick release system on the iFootage monopod is the best I've seen. You can move the tripod head from the monopod to a mini tripod in seconds, and you can switch out heads very easily. On the quick release plate, there's a screw that works as both a 1/4-20 and a 3/8 screw, which allows it to be used with most film gear, which is really helpful. When filming for professional work, it's best to make sure you have multiple audio sources so that you have backup audio if one should fail. On top of my camera, I often use the Sony ECM B1M. It's a good quality on-camera mic and plugs straight into the hot shoe. It's very simple to get working. My second audio is usually the DJI mics. My set comes with 2 transmitters that have built-in microphones and 1 receiver. I attach my receiver to my camera cage via the cold shoe mount. Fair warning, the cold shoe mount that came with the DJI mic is very loose when attached to the cage, but I bought a 3D printed cold shoe attachment on Etsy that works great. If you plug the receiver into the camera, you can embed the audio from the lavs into the audio file of the video. You can send a mono track, a stereo track where one channel is the full volume and the other is a lowered volume for safety, and you can send a channel from both lav mics. Audio from one transmitter goes into the left channel and the other transmitter goes into the right channel. Keep in mind you can't have audio from both the Sony mic and the DJI mic sent into the camera at the same time, but you can still attach a receiver to your camera cage to control the levels. If you don't have time to set up a lav on your subject, you can even attach a XLR mic to the cold shoe mount of your camera cage. You can then attach an audio recorder to the column of your monopod using a super clamp. The recorder I use is the Zoom F3. Not only is it small, but it also records 32-bit float audio, which protects you from clipping. The recorder doesn't even have the ability to check levels, so you just hit record and go, making the production that much quicker. If you have a full cage, you can attach the lav receiver and the XLR mic, but the half cage only has 1 additional cold shoe mount, so you have to choose one or get creative with rigging. Finally, the camera I use is the A7 IV, a great all-around camera. The lens I use is the Sigma 24-70 f2.8 with a versatile focal range, a fast aperture, and excellent image quality. And I use the Nisi True Color variable ND filter. It is hard stops, barely any color shift, and the rod helps me change its strength without fumbling with the filter itself. The top load is a hair over 3.5 pounds, and the monopod handles it very well. Some downsides to the setup to be aware of. While the monopod is fairly sturdy, it won't provide the same stability as a tripod. The setup can be blown over by a strong gust of wind, and you should be supervising it while recording. You can also get some shake directly after hitting the record button, so you may need to wait a few seconds for the footage to settle down. While most of the monopod's range is stable, though you won't have the same stability at its max height, and the monopod may not be the best option for heavier setups. And that's my setup. Hopefully it gave you some ideas for your own run and gun rigs. What rigs do you use for getting footage fast? Have any run and gun filming tips I should know? Leave them in the comments below. Thanks for watching.